Obviously, Enclave Emily, which I don't know what dude is named Emily, so I'm just gonna say Shim, right? Enclave Emily's a transsexual, and y'all will say, I would be homophobic, but Enclave Emily is clearly, racist, and obviously this person's named after an enclave, so obviously they support eugenics, and obviously, there's some edgy white school shooter.
Like, I mean, you're like fucking black. Like, a real dark nigga. When this was late.
Right, yeah, bro, Enclave Emily does make great Fallout points, but, I can't support y'all. The only reason I'm subscribed to Enclave Emily's because Enclave Emily's a lolcow, right? And that's why I keep calling Enclave Emily y'all, they, them, shim, or whatever. Right, and the only way the NCR could have power armor is if they teamed up with the Brotherhood of Steel, which, if you do the Brotherhood of Steel and NCR's quest, they're willing to make that happen, right? In the NCR, you can basically force them to team up through, hanging out with the good NCR members, not the bad ones, right? And doing quests for them and talking to them, right? And whatnot, RPG shit, right? But according to, every Fallout cover, Brotherhood of Steel is non-canon, and Fallout 76 retcons who made Power Armor. So those games are not canon if, halfway canon, right? But canonically, the Fallout timeline is Fallout 2, Fallout 76, which is a spin-off of Fallout 2, Fallout 3, despite the fact it's number titled being a spin-off of Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics, vice versa with Tactics. Fallout New Vegas is an indirect sequel of Fallout 2. Fallout 4 is a direct sequel to Fallout 3, right? That's stupid. The non-number titles are the actual sequels. That's crazy, ain't it, right? But Brotherhood is still on the West Coast, which Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas takes place on the West Coast. They basically want to prevent bad people from stealing technology. So they're basically scavengers, right? And how shall I put it? Hippies, right? They don't want nukes to be a thing, right? And that's why they use high-tech armor, right? And in Fallout 1, the main character of Vault Dweller teams up with the Brotherhood, still stops the Master, who is a cyborg creating evil high-tech bombs due to the fact the Master is crazy. And obviously mutated and sounds like an RPG boss, which is why they can't think sanely. Fallout 2, the main character, No Bark, aka the Chosen One, teams up with the rogue Enclave members inside the oil rig and defeats the Enclave in the Enclave base, and they appear in Fallout New Vegas, right? So the Enclave, well, specifically the rogue Enclave, aka the Brotherhood of Steel 1 in Fallout 2, right? They're on the cover of Fallout Tactics, the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel, which, like the Fallout 3 / some rogue members of the Fallout 4 Brotherhood of Steel, right? They want to basically, be superheroes, right? That's why the Fallout Tactics, / Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 Brotherhood of Steel are rogue until, Fallout 4's Brotherhood of Steel kind of regresses. But they're led by a dude who's descended of the original leader from the West Coast. And in Fallout New Vegas, right, if we're going by, right, every character on the cover wins in a Fallout game. Even in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, the Brotherhood of Steel won, right? And that means in New Vegas, thing with the courier is a blank slate. The reason is because in Fallout 4, in Fallout 3, you're given family members who, are either white or have a white accent. And let's say you make your character black or like Hispanic, Not that there's nothing wrong with my white homies or mixed homies because, I mess with them. But it would be kind of weird if you play a video game where you create your own character and you're a white dude and suddenly the white character's voice is the voice of some black dude, right? Like that's obviously like, not racist, but racially like, insensitive, right? But hey, we're all racially insensitive by mistake. But when you're a boomer who's developing games. That's not really cool. You can lose money like that. So that's why the courier and the protagonist of 76, and even somewhat tactics in Fallout 1 are blank slates, right? They don't have a voice for that reason. But the NCR won, right? And if you go with the NCR winning, you can make them team up with the Brotherhood of Steel, which is the only way they could create power armor, right? But the thing is, people will say, oh, the NCR had scientists. The followers obviously are based off hippies, so I don't think they would, despite the fact they're scientists and medics. They create medicine. They cannot create high tech power armor. And obviously, they didn't really want to do that, so they got fired because hippies are anti war. They want to create drugs to not just heal people but make people high so they don't start wars, which is pretty noble, right? But then OSI takes over and they're creating bombs out of poisonous radioactive plant chemicals. And obviously, if you want to be technical, their bombs could have mechanical parts, but that's basically just medicine again. So there's no way medics from OSI, which is basically just the followers but okay with war, or the followers could create power armor. That's why the Fallout TV show is non-canon.